Welcome back. I'm so glad you could join me here today. Today is the second part of our painting where you guys will see me fixing it up. Let me run the colors across the screen that you'll need to paint along with me. While we're doing that, let me tell you what I got done up here. I took the liberty of, after making my liquid white, putting it on top of the sky area and just kind of avoiding the clouds and the trees as much as I could. Rather than that, I haven't touched it. So we can get started with today's painting. So the first thing I'm going to do is go into my Prussian blue, load up some blue on my brush, and on my second channel I already pre-mixed some colors. This is Prussian blue, alizarin crimson, and a little bit of black and yellow. This is just Prussian blue and white. If you guys really want to see how it's made and all that, go check out the video. I'm gonna put a card up on the screen on the top corner, and just adding color to the sky, really. Just starting off with that. That was my main issue when leaving the painting last time. I didn't like that. There. You could do this with any painting. If you don't like the way it came out, you can add either liquid white or liquid clear. Just clear, um, it has a clear effect, while liquid white will make your paint lighter, which this is what I want for the sky. There. You already get to see a little bit more color on the sky. And honestly, in between here, I want to make it a little bit lighter. There. Maybe we see a little bit of that come through, kind of like the light hitting. There. Let me add a little bit more color. And here, a little bit more color over here. There we are. I'm pretty happy with that, the way how it looks now. At least the portion of the sky with color. Now, I grab a blue shop towel, and all I'm going to do is just clean out the area that came to the ocean. I don't want the ocean to have that light color. Now, if it's too much paint that came on, you can simply just grab a wipe, and it should do just the trick. I don't mind if a little bit stays on. It gives it a different feel, but I want to get rid of most of it. There. Now, let me just clean my hand. It got a little bit of paint. Now, let's go ahead and let's focus on our clouds over here. I'm going to use a flat brush this time, and I'm going to go into the base color for the clouds, my shadows, and just lightly, just adding in a few little shadows that kind of hide. There. Again, if you guys want to see exactly how the paint color was made, I would highly suggest you guys go check out my second channel. Not because I want you guys to, but because I think it would kind of help you see the way the colors were made and help you kind of think of new ways to mix up a certain color and so forth. But it's up to you guys at the end of the day. So let me go into titanium white, a little bit of that base color, but more white. I just want to dilute the color. And I'm still using my flat brush. So still sticking with that. You can use a fan brush. You can use a number 1 inch. You can use a 2 inch brush. Shoot, if you even wanted to, you can use a 3 inch brush if you find one at an art store that calls your attention and you like so much. Or if you want to make your life simple, I think it's harder for me, but you can also use a foliage brush. I choose not to. I think I got so used to using uh, 1 inches and 2 inches and so on and so forth that it feels weird doing it, and it just makes it harder for me. Makes my job a little harder. So I'm just blending in between to kind of have midtones. I just want to have something there. And I'm still going to go lighter. Trust me. That's not the brightest that's going to look. I just had a 1 inch brush around here and now I can't find it. Shoot, what the heck? We're going to use a 2 inch brush. We're just going to blend, so it doesn't really matter. Now, come up here and very softly, just with the corner of the brush, going in circles, lift upwards, lifting up the other side too, and just go across. Let me put this brush over here so I don't lose it, because later I'm going to be looking for it. It's going to drive me wild. Okay, a little bit white, a little bit of the polluted color. And just kind of pulling in strokes wherever I think the light would really hit. There. There we are. Okay, load up my brush. Once again, it has to be full with paint. There. Just a little bit here and there. Just going to beat my brush a bit. And very lightly. Just the base of that highlight. Just to kind of blend it in and get it together. Lift upwards. And go across. Now I need an in between for those colors. So I'm going to go a little darker. And I'm going to blend that out quite a bit. But I want it to seem like the cloud still goes, like following a pattern. It's just darker. So it's just going back and forth until the desired look you're going for is achieved. Just blending. There we are. And I think we kind of lost a little bit of that uh, base color. So I'm just gonna block it in, but it would get lighter towards the front. There. I could work with that little by little. If anything, I could go back and change it. Now, whew, that took a while for that one cloud. But let's work on the second cloud. Same thing, same process. I'm just putting my midtones first. Just blocking in midtones. It's like a lavender color when it's light, my midtone. Load up with white. A little bit of blue. Very little, just to kind of dilute that color. And I'm just going to simply pull in those strokes. That simple. There. Shoot. Pretty easy. And just keep going at it. Let that paint do its job. Okay. Few little spots here. And over here we would blend it out more. There. Just think where the light would truly hit in your opinion. And where it would kind of start to disappear. Don't worry, we're gonna come back and add little extra highlights. But the thing with this cloud is, since we're covering with the palm trees, once you're done with that, you're really done with it. Like it just, you can go back, but it's so much harder. And I just prefer to get everything done to not have to come back to this one. Like, however, I could come back to that one. There's nothing in that way. But for this one, oh, it's a real pain in the butt. There. There we are. Pretty simple. Maybe it starts to go off the canvas a bit. And for the other side, just pull in the different direction. Just a little bit. There. Like so. Okay. Go back. Blend it. Just blend it ever so lightly. Lift up. Go across. And go back to adding midtones or whatever of that nature. So maybe I'm just adding a little bit more of mountain mixture to this base color. Maybe over here it needs to be a little darker, just so it could have more contrast. There wouldn't be too much shadow because the light's hitting this way. With light directly at you, there's not many shadows. But underneath, maybe there are a few. Okay? And just blend. You can also use a fan blender brush if you don't feel comfortable with this one. It's just I gotten used to working with this large of a brush. Just trying to remove a little bit of paint. And going back into white. There. We're putting a lot of paint on this canvas. And just an in between. There. Try to think like a cloud. Create the fluffiness by letting your brush kind of go a bit. There. There. Just kind of making those circle strokes or comma strokes or whatever you want to really call it to help you. Just making like circular strokes, mostly using the corner of the brush though. Just to kind of shape out that cloud. There. And I'm just adding in color just to kind of get color in there. Now, beat my brush. And guess what we gotta do? Blend. Blending out. Just getting close but not on that top corner. I'm barely lining up my brush close to it but not letting it completely. There. If it helps, you can, instead of pointing your brush up, you can use the side a bit. Whatever really helps. People will try to tell you there's only one certain way to paint. That's not true. Don't believe it. Okay. Now, after seeing that, I want to come back up here and just block in. But here's the issue you could run in if you use too much white. Then the colors won't pop and it won't show as much. That's why at first I wanted to avoid using pure white. But now that I have it, then what can you do about it? You can add more dark colors in there, but ultimately it's just a lot of work going in. I'm not gonna lie to you, say it's easy to fix. Nope, you gotta work at it. Give it some shadow, some contrast. Now, a few little shadow points while we're talking about shadows. Just with the corner of the brush. Think about shadows the same way. There. There we are. There. You don't need to put much pressure into that. And just blend it out. Lights, shadows, all that. We'll come back. I think my mind is already tired of working on that, and so it's not going to give me the best look. So now with that same dirty brush, I'm going to go into that light blue color. Let's come up here, and I just want to give the appearance of a little bit more color so I could kind of create a little bit more attention. because right now that color is kind of dead. Now, I gotta use some medium. I'm gonna cross through. I gotta use some medium to kind of ease that paint in and help me with blending and all that stuff. So I'm just getting a little bit of white, which is thin down paint, titanium white, and some linseed oil. But if you want to see how it's made, again, my second channel has it. So just going at it, picking up that color. You can also use paint thinner, but I don't really recommend it. It's really toxic. No good. Okay, there. Shoop. That color is just perfect. It's not too vibrant, not too dull. I know what I'm doing, I guess. And I'm just gonna fade it out just a little bit. Just slightly. Then I'm gonna go back into titanium white and make it look like some foam there. Just to kind of call that attention back. And we don't want to blend that out too much. If we blend it, it's going to be very lightly and just to kind of lure the eye back, but I don't think I'm going to blend it personally. All I'm doing is just tapping away, just making it look like little bits of foam on the edge of that wave. Here, just here and there. Step back, look at it. Now, the wave. You're probably saying, what's wrong with the wave? I don't like the way this is too dull. I need it to stand out even more. So I'm just going in layers, thinking about it like the clouds. So think as each one as individual. I'm just creating basically a highlight, and my shadows are going to be that base color. Okay, so let me just beat that brush and simply blend that out. You can grab it from the hand, from the, I forgot what it's called right now. My brain just kind of froze on me. You can grab it from this part of the brush, and some people it makes it comfortable. For me, I just kind of prefer to grab it from the back and just use the brush from the side. That's my preference. Doesn't mean it's the right way. Doesn't mean uh, it'll work for all of you. Just because I do something doesn't mean it's the right thing. Just like how celebrities do things and people try to copy them, just because they do something doesn't mean you should do it. It just means they did it. There. lift up. And already that brings more character to that wave and more attention. More people are gonna look and go, whoa, that looks interesting. There. Just blending it and lifting up very lightly to go across. And again, back with the white. There we are. Shoom. Think about it as mini clouds, really. I just thought of that um, difference, and clouds like these and the waves, the foam that the wave creates, pretty similar. I think if I was allowed to, and um, YouTube wouldn't take so long, this is why I don't do it. I could probably do a 2-3 hour lesson about seascapes because I'm good at them as long as I have a good amount of time or the painting dries, one or the other, or it could be both. So just blending that out. Step back. I like that. Okay, now little details with this flat brush. Maybe little splashes. Just you see, just a little bit, but it brings so much attention. It's good, but you also don't want to take too much attention from the main subject. It's like a band. Um, you want the drummer or the guitarist to sound good, but you don't want it to be too good where uh, people forget about the singer. The singer is the main star. People might disagree. All right, let's view it this way. Wrestling. I know maybe some of you are like, ooh, why'd you bring that up? Wrestling, for example, referees are there just to referee. They're not there to take the spotlight, or managers are there just they're there to work together but not to take the spotlight from the main event. Same thing here. The colors and the elements are here to help, but they shouldn't be there to, like, for example, say the wave is the main part, which for this one it is. It's not here to take away from the wave. I hope you guys understood uh, that explanation. I try to explain myself the best I can. I'm not that the best of doing that. Okay. Now, I am going to. That 1 inch brush would come in so handy, so clutch. If only I could find it. I had one, and then poof. This one has a little bit of paint, so can't use that one. Here it is. Found it. Oh, thank goodness. It was under my rag. Where was I? Oh, here. Because this brush, even though it's a big brush, I can still get into tiny spaces on like my 2 inch. I just want to kind of spread that color out a bit. And kind of just shape it out. And I want to add a few little details in there. But again, I don't want to take away from the wave where it's too much. Already here it's really challenging because that's already a lot. And if you do too much, people are going to be overwhelmed and not know what to look at instead of saying, oh, that's what they try to achieve. I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, so let me go ahead and let me go into mountain mixture. Has a little bit of white, doesn't really matter. Just come up here and add in my palm trees that I had there. Shoom. You can make sound effects. There's no shame in that. Shoom. Just pulling down. There. Just tap it and pull. Just to make the indications of some leaves. There. There we are. Now, I want that tree to stand out. So instead of just going in with my dirty brush and getting that nice green color, let me see if I could get that to focus. I can make that green a bit more vibrant if I take it through a blue. So I took it through Prussian blue, and it gives me a more vibrant green. You'll see it better up here. Let me add a touch of the liquid white. All it's gonna do is just thin it out for me, so then when I put it on, it just goes on smoother. There. Shoo. Load up my flat brush. You could do this with the fan brush too. There. Load it up. If not, your color's gonna get darker and darker and darker because you're running out of paint. There we are. Look at that tree just standing out there. Now, what I'm going to do is let's go back into mountain mixture. I gotta put in the other palm tree. I can't see it really too much no more due to all that paint we put on. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. Let's make it similar to this one. It might look different than the first time. I completely forgot how the first one looked. But it's alright. That's the beauty of painting. You can change things and go with it. Maybe this one just goes off. And let's go into cadmium yellow. let's come up here. Just shoom. Just lightly. Shouldn't take much pressure. If it's taking a lot of pressure to get that paint on, chances are you need a little bit more liquid white. There. Just kind of smear that off. Now I'm gonna go into a little bit of alizarin crimson, a little bit of that green color just to give me a brown. Just for quicker instead of having to pull out the paint and all that. And let's come up here and just little highlight color. There. There we are. Now, something I also want to do is fix that rock. Now you're probably asking which one? This one. The one where the wave crashes in. Gotta fix that one. A few little highlights here and there. And then let's go into mountain mixture. Get a nice shadow color. It's not completely black. It's just a more cool brown, more cool color. There. And so now let's add in another rock. I'm taking my time with this. Where I can tell we're going 37 minutes. We're already 7 minutes overboard. But you guys seem to like it when I go over the time limit that I put for myself. Okay, light's coming this way, maybe over here. That light source. There. Okay. And that cool color just for shadows. There we are. I am going to grab a little bit of white and just add in a waterline there. Now, the sand, I'm kind of happy the way it turned out actually. But the one thing I want to do, I'm going to a little bit of liquid clear and some mountain mixture. Just thin out that paint. And let's come up here. And just add in a few little things going on here. They're just there to call the attention of the viewer. Maybe make it a little bit green so it's not pure black. There. And a few over here at the base of the tree. A little bit more yellow. Just so I can, because light's coming this way and it can also stand out a bit more that way. Because there's a lot of dark colors there already. And just kind of really playing with what you have. You know what? Let's do this. A little bit of black, a little bit of white. For that, I can also use liquid white since I don't mind it getting lighter. Load up my script liner. Just twist that paint to get a sharp edge. Maybe out here. Maybe there's just a few little birds coming out over here. There. So it kind of just leads the view. Now, this is a special one. We'll sign this one in the front. Usually, I'll sign it in the back where no one can know. But we'll sign this one in the front. Let me just pick up a little bit of crimson. We'll come up here. Ooh, it turned like a lavender. There we are. And with that, that concludes today's painting. I'm really satisfied now with today's painting, and hopefully this helps you guys learn that just because you're not satisfied with the painting, that means you gotta live with it. I hope you guys try this painting out, and if you want to see the behind the scenes, go check out my second channel called Raul Leaks the Behind the Scenes. I wish you guys the best of luck, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care my friends, goodbye.